Here we go. It's the STIHL Timbersports National Championship 2019. Welcome to another sparkling summer day on the shores of Lake Michigan in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a place with such lumberjack tradition. And we have had 20 lumberjacks show up here on stage, 20 who have qualified. We broke them into two pools, A and B, 10 in each, and only 5 advance to the finals. Tommy Sanders here with Kevin Holtz, and all these guys have their hopes up. And boy, they just got to take it discipline by discipline, but you got to be in the top 5 to move on.
Yeah, and a lot of these guys are already looking ahead to tomorrow and championship day. And of course, having the 6-time national champion in your pool kind of gives you a benchmark to shoot for. This is going to be a lot of comparison today, looking at how Matt Cogar's running and look at who's there nipping at his heels.
We are ready to go with the first heat of Springboard.
Afraid of heights, danger? This is not the discipline for you. The Springboard chop, using your axe and 2 boards to ascend a 9-foot pole standing 8 feet in the air to sever a 10.5-inch block. How do you get to the block, though? You have to look at this event in steps. Step 1, chop a bottom pocket. That first pocket is going to be 4 to 6 hits. You will be inserting a board into that pocket. Then you will jump on that board to chop a second pocket. That second pocket will be made in 4 to 6 hits to insert a second board. Jump up, get to the back of the board. That's where you will use every muscle in your body to chop 80 to 90% of the way through the front side of that block. Then you will turn to the back side. You have 2 choices, chopping up and down, removing the chip, or the new school style of hard downward slices.
Well, here we go with this heat of the Springboard competition. We have our 6-time defending champion going for his 7th in a row, Matt Cogar. He wants this win.
They want to win, and I mean, everybody does. You got this target paint on your back. I don't want them just to, do poorly and come out with a win. Like, I want them to do well, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I want to do well too. The last couple of years, it had a little bit different feeling. It was kind of like this, nervous apprehension, I guess, of being like, well, can I really keep carrying on these wins or whatever? And between, Maddie, Jason, myself, and even some of the new guys coming up like Cassidy, and just sort of like, okay, well, here we go. We're going to rock and roll.
He has won the STIHL Timbersports Series 6 years with 66 points, ironically. Big round of applause, Matthew Cogar!
Still came away with a win, but I did what I could do, but then other guys messed up, and that's how I got ahead. Put the best foot forward I can, and hey, I'm feeling really good.
Very gifted athlete. He's one of these guys, I don't know, I just may not be totally off the mark, but to me, he's like a lot of those great athletes who you imagine spends a lot of time, even to this day, working on the simplest fundamentals. Yeah. Making sure he's got those straightened out, squared away.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Another one of my near neighbors in the Northeast region, Matt Marks, who he just takes a different philosophy lately. He's just sort of letting the feng shui flow down the axe. And 2 years ago, it worked well for him. Last year, not so much.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber.
Matthew Marks, a product
2,
of
1, go!
SUNY ESF. Generation with Will Roberts, some of the others.
Yeah, good solid first board hole.
And good board for Matt Marks.
Throws a couple extra in there just for security reasons. He's leaning out to the right a bit, but he is up. And he needs every swing he can get over our 6-time national champ, Matt Cogar.
Who is making quick work of this one as you watch. Turned already, 38 seconds. There you go, 45, unofficially 45 and change. Let's see how that works out. Matt Marks still working on it. Turns around, starts his slicing.
Let's take a look at these two guys go side by side. Matt Marks right there with the go. Trying to capitalize on every single event. You can see on his opening hits, he's sort of wrenching that axe out of there. This is another thing. We talk about axes and picking the right axe for the job and that kind of stuff. Well, here's a situation where you're cutting one species of wood on the climb and another species of wood on the top. So what do you pick the axe for? You want the axe that can cut pockets? You want the axe that's gonna cut the pine at the top? I think maybe Matt Cogar picked the axe for the pine at the top because he motored through that block at the top.
You want to pick sort of an in-between. It's actually gambling it, because you're going to have it thin enough to where it just stands up to the pockets, but then it's thin enough up top that's just going to slice it away. So that axe is just right on the point. So I mean, it went well in that wood all the way. Thanks, man.
Matt Cogar, 45.24, so that's a pretty strong opener for our defending champion there. And Matt Marks, good marks for him as well with a 58.18. They are 1 and 2 as it stands right now after 2 heats.
STIHL Timbersports on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by STIHL, maker of a full line of gasoline and battery-powered handheld outdoor power equipment. Find yours at stihlusa.com. By Duluth Trading Company, the official workwear sponsor of STIHL Timbersports. And by John Deere, nothing runs like a deer.
This is the STIHL Timbersports National Championship coming to you from Germanfest on the Summerfest grounds here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We are in the middle of our first discipline, the Springboard, where our defending champion, Matthew Cogar, has laid down the time to beat at 45.25.
The fastest time in the first heat was 43 seconds. Matt Cogar chasing that. He's at 44. There it goes.
While we were away, the legend, Mel Lentz, went up against veteran David Moses, and it would be Lentz with a time of 1:02.61.
And the crowd is behind this man, Mel Lentz. Look at that hit.
Okay, now here we go with our final Springboard heat. There's Walt Page, the works in the woods up in the Sierra. This Forester, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo. More great steps made by his competitor here, Matt Slingerland, looking to join his dad in the final 10. Dad Mike has already qualified in Pool A. Matt Slingerland looking to make it as well. Matt Slingerland came so close a couple of years ago.
Great first board for Matty Slingerland. Did a little flip, slam it in there. It is ready to go. Mentioned in Pool A, some of our competitors are sporting mullets. Little tribute to the competitors of yesteryear. Matt Slingerland, though, not excited about that second board set. There he is up on it now. This is where Walt Page shines. He has got a really natural, fluid swing in this block at the top, the standing block, the top of the Springboard.
Walt Page could notch out the second best time. Maybe one more blow and that ought to, one more. And that'll do it for Walt Page. Unofficially should put him in second place fairly easily. Matt Slingerland, not his best.
There's Walt Page on that first pocket. He's got to go back and you see, just kind of picking at it, trying to get it cleaned out. And there, right at the end of Walt Page's chop, you can see there was probably 2 or 3 swings that came in a little too low on the backside as he was trying to slash that off. And you just end up driving into the stump.
You can always cut them better, and I could have definitely cut that one better. You know, I didn't climb well, I didn't chop well. You know, I'm happy with the second place finish, but got to tighten it up for if I make it to tomorrow. So.
Yeah, second place now for Walt Page. Good run, 53.45. Matt Slingerland did make it under a minute, but down in fourth place, 59.11. So that is also going to be mirror our STIHL Timbersports Championship points. Got to be in the top 5 though after 5 more disciplines, so we've got a long way to go before our field of 10 is filled out for the championship tomorrow, right here.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to do. You know, it might have been a little bit cleaner with one less hit in the pockets, but yeah, it's exactly what I wanted to do. I just wanted to get up with a good climb, good board sets the whole way, and everything just seemed to flow. So it just it felt really, really good, and that's ultimately that's what I wanted to do. So yeah.
When we come back to Milwaukee, our Pool B competitors will have to rely on speed, accuracy, and nerves of steel. The stock saw is coming up. Welcome back. This is the STIHL Timbersports National Championship, coming to you from Germanfest on the Summerfest grounds here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. We are one discipline into our Pool B competition, and defending champion Matthew Cogar is on top. We have 5 disciplines remaining. Only the top 5 competitors will advance to the finals. Now here's Dave Jewett with the Duluth Trading Company Discipline Review.
STIHL Timbersports, STIHL Chainsaw. Competitors on an even playing field. This is the stock saw. The STIHL stock saw, 2 competitors going head-to-head with identically tuned MS661 chainsaws. After a 15-second warm-up, all 8 fingers must be crossing that line. On go, with speed, they retrieve the saw. With precision, they enter the saw into the wood, listening to the RPMs, feeling the saw cutting through the wood, severing that first clean disc. Then, the perfect transition, and again, with precision, entering the log for the upcut. Hopefully seeing 2 complete discs on the ground, and of course this 4-inch line remaining for a leading cut.
And ready for the stock saw. King of the Lumberjacks, Mel Lentz, 5th place. He's top 5 as we stand right now. Mike Ash in 6th place after the springboard shot.
Some of the tightest margins. Pool A action. If you missed it, you missed it. Because it was less than 1 second separating the entire field. And here we go again.
Mike Ash with the advantage at the turn.
Yeah, but I tell you what, Mel had a quicker switch.
I think Mel may have got him.
Oh, wow.
Wow, that's going to be close.
Mike Ash is going back.
Oh, that's not good.
I can see it on the stage. Disc number 2.
Yeah, not all there.
Missing a piece.
Good cut for Mel Lentz. Well, definitely did catch Mike Ash. I guess we'll never know. Had Mike's first 3 discs been complete. Very good race, though, absolutely. Here's Josh Wilson, 7th place after the springboard chop, going up against Walt Page. Walt had a good cut, 2nd place. Well, let's see how he does. Up against Josh Wilson.
Stand to your timber.
Page on the right, Wilson on the left.
1, go!
Oh, and a bobble from Walt Page, though. You got to watch quick, folks. Left hand came down, and he actually caught his fingers on the chain brake. Look at this. Oh, he's going to reel him in.
Still won it.
Oh, my God.
Won it by half a second.
Unbelievable comeback. We'll get a replay of this up, and it's going to seem like I'm just grabbing at straws here, but these are the little bobbles, and actually, Walt was very lucky. Some guys, when they come down and they miss that top grip and they catch that chain brake, they engage the chain brake, pick the saw up, have to fumble around, disengage the chain brake, so he just kind of clipped it with his fingers, not enough to engage it. That was a comeback for all comebacks in the stock saw event. I know his time is going to be good, but probably not what it could be. What a run, though.
11.18 for Walt Page. He's 2nd place by 4 100s.
Yeah.
So how about that? Josh Wilson at 12.01. Trevor Beaudry, Mark Boquin. Wished Mark Boquin good luck this afternoon. He said, thank you, I appreciate it. He informed me he was not Mark Boquin. He was his twin brother. Back there. He's pretty close, I would say, to an identical twin.
Well, hopefully he passed the message along.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
Whoa, synchronized to the wood. Trevor Beaudry leaning in a little bit quicker through the wood. Oh, and a double clutch at the switch for Mark Boquin. It's just not a natural move. You can cut all the firewood you want, you can do whatever, but that's not a natural transition. Looked like a really clean run from Beaudry. One-handed picks the saw up, gets his hand to the throttle, and look at the body position. What I always talk to like the younger competitors who are getting started, and I say, you gotta keep your body still. You look over there on stand number 2, Boquin, rushing it a little too much and just fans at the bottom of that 2nd cut.
And this is going to be the cut that takes over 1st place. Official 10.92 for Trevor Beaudry.
I'm pretty happy about it. We'll see how the time holds up. I know that The first pool that went earlier today, there were some faster times than that. I'm pretty happy with it. I felt like it was a pretty good cut. That's all you can ask for.
Well, Trevor Beaudry appears to be happy with his time of 10.92, but will it hold up? We have 2 heats remaining in the stock saw competition, with the top stock saw competitors like Dave Moses, Matt Slingerland, Matthew Marks, and defending champion Matthew Cogar coming up. Well, anything could happen, so don't go anywhere.
STIHL Timbersports on CBS Sports Network is sponsored by STIHL, maker of a full line of gasoline and battery-powered handheld outdoor power equipment. Find yours at STIHLUSA.com. By Duluth Trading Company, the official workwear sponsor of STIHL Timbersports. And by John Deere, nothing runs like a deer.
This is the STIHL Timbersports National Championship. We're in our second discipline of 6 here in the stock saw. Walt Page set the time to beat with 11.18, 2 heats remaining.
Walt Page came to the party, absolutely dialed into that STIHL MS661. Walt Page coming from behind.
Well, here we go with our next heat of the stock saw competition. David Moses, who's currently in 9th place, going up against 4th place in points, Matt Slingerland. David Moses, 54-year-old. So been around the game a good long while. Tile setter by occupation.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out for him. Matt Slingerland over on stand number 2. Of course, when you're the son of the professor,
yeah,
you've been to school a couple of times yourself. Matt Slingerland, the U.S. representative for stock saw, and he earned it. He earned every bit of that.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
One-handed grab, pulls it up into his right hand. That's Matt Slingerland on the right. He's going to be just ahead of David Moses at the switch. Oh, and retains that lead. Look at the frayed wood at the top of Matt Slingerland's cut. There is nothing left. There is no more that saw can do. It is just shredding the fibers off at the top of that cut. David Moses in the foreground, Matt Slingerland in the background, up quick, in, automatic. Dave Jewett says that just over that 1 second mark to get to the wood, but there it is. Look at that transition at the bottom for Matt Slingerland, showing us why he is one of the top dogs in the stock saw discipline.
He may be at the top of the heap here. Yes, he is. Matt Slingerland, official time of 10.71, ahead of Trevor Beaudry by a couple of tenths of a second. Mel Lentz hanging in there in third with Walt Page, and David Moses' time in that heat, 11.41.
Yeah. Woo! Yeah, no, I was just cutting a little too safe in the first event. Figured I'd go out and attack this stock saw because it's one of my better events. So we'll see how it holds up, see how it goes.
4 heat left to go, including our defending champion, Matt Cogar, going up against Matt Marks. And there's the mustache champ, we know that for sure.
Oh yeah.
Among the 10, he's got him beat.
It was No Shave November, and then it was Make My Wife Unhappy December, and then it was Challenge My Marital Status January, and then it just kind of kept going, and that was about 4 years ago, and but yeah, it's kind of like a tradition now. I see some of the stage guys got a mustache happening out there. It's pretty impressive. It kind of reminds me of like the whiskers on a cat. You know, if you can fit your head in there, then your mustache isn't touching. So.
Athletes ready.
Stand to your timber. 3, 2, 1, go!
You're racing the 6-time national champ. You better bring your A game. And oh, Matt Marks he is well ahead at the switch.
Wow.
Look at him shove that off in the mid 10-second range.
That's how it's done right there with Matt Marks. And that heat is our John Deere power play. Nothing runs like a deer.
Matt Marks was walking away from that before the judge even saw it. He knew he had it. Look at the entrance to that block. No wasted airtime over the top. Exceptionally quick switch at the bottom, back into that log, and watch the rip here at the top as he just hosses off that last bit of the upper far wood.
My wife and I, we heat with wood,
So I have a 661 and I use it all the time. We go through about 16 face chords, 16 to 20 face chords. So using the stock 661 steel chainsaw is awesome. And daily use in the firewood production really helps, I think, key my ear into the RPMs. So I'm just going to take advantage of that while I can.
All right, let's hear it from Matt Marks, the winner of the stock saw. The mustache is working. One more time, Matt Marks.
That official time, how about a 10.467, the best time we have seen between Pool A and B. Matthew Marks setting the pace in the stock saw to add to a good performance. And Springboard Chop is having himself a time here with 4 events left. Pool B action. There's our STIHL Timbersports overall championship points, and look who's on top. Matthew Marks, 2 points ahead of Matt Slingerland, Walt Page, Matthew Cogar, Mel Lentz hanging in the top 5. Beaudry, Moses, Wilson, Eschen, Boquin. Join us next time here in Milwaukee, where our Pool B competitors will continue their pursuit for those coveted 5 remaining spots in the finals of the STIHL Timbersports National Championship. For Kevin Holtz, I'm Tommy Sanders. We'll see you then.